Namaste to one and all learned honorables, entire Vedanta family team, especially Dr. Arjun Dave, on behalf of CU Shah University, Vadhavan City, Surendranagar, Gujarat, Bharat Varsh. I, Dr. Ved Vyas Jayaprakash Narayan Dwivedi, take this opportunity, wish and thank to a great satisfying next 15 minutes now onwards to bear with me on life after COVID 19 in this multidisciplinary, multilingual online international conference being organized by the Vedanta Family Publications and Academic Services, led by and coordinated by Dr. Arjun Dave. Today, on the future of higher education, I will be speaking to you. Unsuspecting invisible COVID 19 has severely impacted the landscape and entire ecosystem of higher education worldwide. Most nations all over the world had to abruptly halt their functioning of higher education institutions due to spread of pandemic, especially at a time when all were about to complete their last minute teaching, assessments, enrollments, research activities, and preparation for new academic calendar as well. This has adversely affected millions of existing learners and new entrants who had plans to pursue for their higher education in their next academic year. Lockdown 1, 2, and now the lockdown 3 further has complicated the matter, especially in India. While institutions of higher learning are trying their best to mitigate the impact of lockdown by adopting remote learning technological tools. Innovative strategies for our future will essentially move around the areas dependent on our previous experiences and earned skills. Remote learning will become an integral part of our regular curriculum. We live in a world which is constantly changing. Change is only permanent. Need to perpetually remain connected with students has become vital. Traditional pedagogical tools have already started getting obsolete. Timely adoption of skills necessary to keep pace with the changing demands of our world. Higher education institutions, which were compelled to use remote learning technologies due to lockdown, now they have realized its importance to reach out and provide curriculums which can flexibly be accessed anywhere, anytime. Henceforth, necessity to rely on MOOCs, Swayam, etc. kinds of learnings need to be enhanced in the days to come as an integral part of higher education curriculum. Artificial intelligence uses for pedagogical advantages has a major influence on education, as it has the potential to empower both the faculty as well as the students alike and equally. It also impacts higher education institutions' competitiveness. Founder of EdTech Unicorn Squirrel explores the power of artificial intelligence. In his words, using artificial intelligence in 3 hours they understand students better than the 3 years spent by the best teachers. So this kind of advantages we have for and of artificial intelligence. Based on artificial intelligence technology developed platforms, large number of doubts and posts from the students and learners and even the teachers and other stakeholders in the streams, not only STEM, not only science, technology and other branches, but science, technology, engineering, arts, medical, management, mathematics, social science, humanities, spirituality, etc. has become a reality all over the world, and it would revolutionize entire ecosystem of such higher education institutions that will soon have to curious and eager open to adoption of artificial intelligence. So, be ready for its impact and ability to alter the entire pedagogy. Sixth sense technology, which had already been in practice in the great Bharatvarsh, that is India, still it is through meditation, Om, and utter silence, means Maun, Yoga. Closing the employability gap is one of the biggest tasks of skills such as communication, creativity, leadership, critical thinking, etc. What not to speak is more important than what is being spoken and where. This will become more important than ever. Further, students attend classes now got not just for knowledge, but for sharpening and resharpening their skills to experience the novel and multidisciplinary. Generalists are equally and equivalently important like specialists or super specialists. As for the standard lifelong livelihood, happiness are concerned, education remains main motive for the world and worlds of an individual as well as for the experiential learning, as it has become crucial for effective transfer of knowledge. The virtual and augmented reality technology for deep and immersive learning will naturally become the next step for higher education institutions too. Virtual learning and virtual reality in higher education improves students' soft skills as well as a great tool for training a large percentage of people who have speech anxiety. So practicing in augmented virtual reality provides a safe environment. It allows the concerned to desensitize from a real life audience. Institutions of higher learning will have to work in this direction to stay ahead of the time curve, where elasticity, not the plasticity, be pivotal, so that degree of adaptability in life can sustain. Virtual processes like higher education institution admission processes, teaching mode, internship, evaluation, placements will change. In the higher education institutions, especially, that is, there will be a paradigm shift in the days to come. While admission teams will embrace online outreach prospective candidates, MOOCs will democratize higher education and make traditional orientation programs redundant. Similarly, time and space will no longer be the constraints for researchers and internships, which are an integral component of holistic learning in higher education institutions. The format of WEL means work, earn and learn. WEL from home will dramatically increase the capacity for an organization to support its productivity at each level, from bottom to top and from left to right and from front to back, in all the 6 dimensions, all the parts of the administration and academics. And this productivity will rise up with the advantage of flexibility and creativity. Virtual environment will extremely diversify and create immense opportunities for innovative solutions in the social media and interpersonal interactions of decision making or policy framing and confidence building. Democratization of accessibility. The reports state that viruses or likewise may keep coming back in future with different strands and forms, and it would always take some time before an effective vaccination is discovered, say 2-3 months from now onwards. Mankind has survived in the past with these pandemics and will continue to survive in future too. However, they will always lead us to move closer to study from home, learn from home and earn from home. A clear trend will emerge when students won't like to go to the US to the China or other European countries for higher education, and Indian students stay back in India to pursue for their further studies. Higher education institutions will now have to invest heavily in creating digital infrastructure which will meet the 21st century needs and requirements to help them to democratize the education and improve its accessibility to with the demands such as audio, video recording, connectivity, downloading, uploading, library, e-learning resources, availability, e-recording, record keeping, e-devices, redundancy in facilities, experts to train and maintain, especially when there is a technological breakdown, and cyber security, etc. There will be number of issues. COVID-19 has created disruptions in the world which was never even dreamt of, and one day we will triumph over the deadly disease. It gives an opportunity for global leaders of higher education to pause a while with resilience, hope, and compassion and lead the transition from a different perspective, as the future will remain uncertain even if the COVID-19 has been successfully dealt with and completely dissipated. These are unprecedented times, and there is a need of a different perspective to deal with pandemics, or for that matter any type of ecological disruptions in the future as well. Economics, tourism, health, and other affairs like entertainment, administration, governance, researches, religions, ethics, morals, humanity, social to professional to personal dealings, and ultimately local to global nature of nature surely will improve on all platforms of time scale. Future depends upon our present mindset and culture, efforts, intentions, and hand, heart, and head, as Mahatma Gandhi ji has said. Rural localities have realized their strength, and it will help them to apply the brake in migration of talented young brains, probably from villages to metro cities or to overseas countries. Full-fledged flexible collaboration is the currency for 21st century and ahead, and not the muscle or money power which was in 18th and 19th century. Nor knowledge is now a currency which was in 20th century, because it is available on the tips in the form of information. So learn to share and collaborate. Not the islands but fertile lands will help to find long-term solutions to open gateway to contentment, devotion, culture, enlightenment, dedication with determination. And that would be the only methodology to curtail off the wings of lag, L-A-G. L is for lust, A is for anger, and G is for the greed. Lust, anger, and greed, that we have to curtail off. Going from outer to sinking, drowning deepest inside your inner self excavates the route to elevate you to the apex. From bottom to the apex, it will lead you, it will grow like anything. Indeed, the E-era, that is electronic era, has begun. But traditional learning teaching has no alternates, and there is no replacement of it, because we are human beings full of emotions and understandings. We are not the robots or the slaves of orders, because human beings have some emotions attached along, as well as understanding and thinking. It is not a slave or a robot based on the instructions and orders. Promoting entrepreneurship, self-employment, and improving our internal processes, reducing the unnecessary social, scientific pressure, restructuring our work culture, reprogramming our basic thought process, changing our priorities would be new challenges. While these all have thousands of times been said, discussed in our Vedic scriptures, especially in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, etc. Each individual needs to get accredited by his or her own self from macro and micro levels to micro levels. means I must be accredited by my own self. The standard should be set by my own self, such as punctuality, the responsibility, etc. Realizing the significance of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means the entire earth is a family. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, all must be happy, all must be contented, would enable this and next generation to build up and strengthen their immunity on permanent basis, which today's homeopath, Ayurveda or allopath medical science and medical experts approve. Earth and natural resources are honorable. Pushpam, patram, phalam, toyam, make me happy. Lord, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord of Lords Sri Krishna, the photo is over here. Lord Sri Krishna says, if you offer me a drop of water, a leaf, a flower, then also I become happy. He never asks for pizza or burger, which makes him happy, as they are true source of energy, but not the source of fat or diabetes or cancer or corona. India, the age-old pious center of purest knowledge, teaches what to eat, how to behave, how to live life, and what is soul, body, relation. Honor all creatures. Entire world is closely, wirelessly connected seamlessly. Inbuilt selflessness, teacher-disciple relations, duties, responsibilities, but not the rights. If you are dutiful, if you are responsible, rights automatically come to you. I have certain questions which, one, did world-class capital-intensive organizations prepare themselves to face a pandemic like which we are experiencing currently? How many of organizations had comprehensive plans in place to face, mitigate the risk of lockout of entire educational ecosystem? Isn't this the most strategic failure of educational leaders, institutions, especially the ones who teach strategy in the classes? COVID-19 pandemic is expected to cause a fundamental change in the ways higher education institutions will operate in foreseeable future, as social distancing and self-quarantine will become a new reality for a long time, affecting the sudden shift in higher education institutions. It will manage expectations of stakeholders. That will be a daunting task. Are we prepared for transition and embrace the new norms? Do we really have an infrastructure in place or access to requisite technology? What about faculty or students who are digitally not exposed and not sufficiently equipped to leverage the technology? Can online teaching resource provide experiential learning much expected by the 21st century world? Are our faculty psychologically and technically ready for remote work and manage time in the most productive manner as researchers? How will this affect productivity and outcome-based education with well-laid down program outcomes and course objectives? So many questions will keep changing the paradigm in which educational institutions operate post-COVID-19. COVID-19 pandemics has accelerated the future of remote learning indeed. And many positive outcomes are expected in the future for upskilling the teachers and students, heralding to a new era of a sustainable and meaningful learning ecosystem. Remote learning solutions are accused of one-directional learning and a lack of information about what students learn and retain. Several conditions as availability of digital architecture, outcome-based content, pedagogical preparedness, integration of hybrid model on-site exposure and experiential learning, digital support for fair assessment, monitoring, finally objective assessments by independent auditors. etc. So many questions. AICT and UGC and other councils also are trying to mitigate the impact of aberrations caused by lockdown by launching MOOC. Times of India reports that number of hits in the past few weeks on key online portals like Swayam, Prabha, Virtual Labs, E-Yantra and spoken tutorials have gone up to 5 times since the lockout is declared. Absence of robust digital architecture, net connectivity and availability of resources, lack of digital awareness remains the last mile bottleneck for effectiveness of such endeavors. Finally, I again take this opportunity to thank you all for your patience listening and trying to see that the mission and vision set by Vedanta Educational Services and Publications, Dr. Dave and his team, the dreams come true. I take this opportunity again to thank Dr. Vipul Vyas, the Mind from Mumbai, who is working on economic, social, emotional and physical well-beingness. I wish him happy and healthy, peaceful, and exactly opposite we are doing, that is sad, sick and anxious. It is his statement. Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya, a senior scientist at CSIR, chief scientist, who has written a paper on visible insights of invisible pandemics, and Dr. Yogesh C. Joshi, the Department of Management at Sardar Patel University, who gave the idea of productivity lies in our habits. Go to the basics and you will find the ways to advance and grow. With these words, I again say Namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Stay safe, great, healthy and happy. Namaskar.